Hello, it's Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm looking at a video called Fact: Men are better than women at some things. Let's have a look at the video.
Hey everybody, what's going on? So today we're basically going to go around asking people a few questions, but the real thing is, can we get women to actually admit or list a bunch of things men are better at than women? We're going to ask both. You know, what are men better at than women? What are women better at than men? Obviously, they're different, and we just have certain things we're good at.
Making decisions, multitasking, and being level-headed. Making decisions.
Making decisions. How do you quantify that?
Multitasking.
People don't multitask. There's parallel processing, and it's not the same as multitasking, and women aren't any better at it. And the fact that some women believe that they are makes them even worse at what it is that they're doing.
And being level-headed.
Level-headed. What? Non-emotional? Really?
Compassion and empathy and generosity of heart.
I think this lady's more onto it. Women tend to go more for care jobs, and that's something that they naturally want to do.
Of heart.
So real quick, we're in New York City. Can you just name whatever comes to your head that women are just naturally better at than men?
Texting. Eating. Maybe. Drinking.
Eating and drinking. I like the fact that she's had eating and drinking as two separate answers.
Texting.
Texting or sexting?
Eating. Maybe. Drinking.
I think if you look in the Guinness Book of World Records, the people that have the most records for eating and drinking are men. So they're technically better at eating than drinking.
Thinking.
Thinking. They're better at thinking.
Acting.
Acting. That's lying, isn't it? Pretending to be something you're not. A liar.
Prioritizing.
Prioritising what over what?
Everything.
Wow, that's quite a lot, isn't it? The old everything.
I was gonna say everything.
And yourself?
My gut reaction was everything.
I can't answer that without being sexist.
Be sexist.
I mean, I just prefer girls in literally every possible way of speaking. And
Is this a girl or a boy?
like, if I could go through life without interacting with men, that sounds like paradise.
Top of your
Oh, that sounds so sad.
top of your head. Give me like a few things women are naturally better at than men.
Oh my gosh. Science.
The science!
Looking great. Planning ahead.
Well, if they were better at planning ahead, you wouldn't have plan B so much, would you?
Nurturing.
Again, with the nurturing. Even saying that women are better at nurturing is being very generous, because children learn valuable life skills through rough and tumble play, which is mostly associated with their father.
Emotions.
Any particular emotion? Emotions. Just emotions in general.
Dancing.
I don't know, I'm a pretty good dancer.
Dancing. And baking.
They might be better bakers. I wouldn't tell Gordon Ramsay that though.
Everyday cooking, not chef. Brag,
Better at bragging? Okay.
and
Well, that's evident in this video, isn't it?
Everything.
I was gonna say everything.
And yourself?
My gut reaction was everything.
Better at bragging? Okay.
better at thinking they drive better.
Better at thinking that they drive better. I like the way he's worded his answers.
Fostering non-competitive relationships and intimacy.
Non-competitive relationships.
And everything. What else are women? Oh,
There's that arrogance again.
what else are women? Oh, picking out clothes for themselves. Good God.
Picking out clothes for themselves. Look at what she's wearing. She's a walking zebra crossing.
Hey everyone, Lindsay Albanese here, and today I am going to share with you the truth about wearing stripes. Now, I know many of you have heard the general style rule claiming that vertical stripes make you look slimmer and sometimes taller, and horizontal stripes make you look wider, sometimes bigger than you are.
Picking out clothes for themselves. Good God.
Horizontal stripes. Pretty much the hell no for most people in the print family, but I promise you, you can style these stripes to your advantage no matter what your body size.
Yeah, our next question, I like your answers. Our next question is, can you name whatever comes to mind things that men are naturally better at than women? And what comes to your mind if I say, what would you say men are better at than women?
I don't know.
Can you just name some things men are naturally better at than women?
Come on, dude.
I don't know.
Can you name whatever comes to mind things men are naturally better at than women?
I'll give you a clue. You're standing on it.
Making more money.
And what would you say some things that men are better at than women?
Basketball, maybe? Sometimes.
I mean, surely it must be some things men are just have a knack for.
Men are better at everything survival related.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
No, well,
Everything related to your survival, men are better at it.
the WNBA is incredible. I'm a big supporter, but I don't know.
Why is it so much?
Acting like they're in control, I don't know.
I thought women were better at acting.
Whatever comes to your head that women are just naturally better at than men.
Acting.
Why is it such a struggle for you to come up with things men are better at?
Bias. I'm a woman.
You think it's politically incorrect to say that men are better at certain things?
Maybe.
Isn't it sexist to be okay saying women are better at certain things and not being able to say men are? Isn't that fucked up?
Could be.
Or do you hate men?
No. I love them. I love them too much.
You do?
Unfortunately.
I love women.
I love you.
Do you want to go on a date with me?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, right now. No, I was just flirty for fun.
Oh, dang it.
Or picking up girls.
Self-importance.
Self-importance.
A socialized sense of dominance and self-importance. I already said self-importance. Look how important it was twice. And aggression. I don't hate men. I really don't.
Women are actually better at aggression than men. They just have different ways of expressing it. So they use reputation destruction instead of violence, physical violence.
No.
I can think of a lot of things. I'm just shocked. 'Cause usually I would think dudes just be like, yeah, bro, like those sports, lifting heavy shit, making war, diplomacy, inventions. I mean, there's a lot of men are pretty much, inventing Western civilization. We pretty much did most of that stuff.
I think men are better at
Asking questions that leave people stumped, evidently.
It's fun. It's fun asking people because sometimes women will freeze up. Women will be like, yeah, we're good at all this, and I'm like, what about the men? They'll be like, nothing. I'm like, really, nothing? They're like, nothing. It's hard not to freak out after watching that footage, isn't it? I mean, it's just like, it's so, for what I see, it's really, really crazy. I mean, it's such deep programming. How can human beings think that one sex is better than the other, that one sex is superior than the other? It's insane.
Especially when they're not.
It's insane. How can people not be able to just admit that men and women are different and that that's okay, you really have to be into some deep, deep, deep brainwashing, trauma, psychosis. I mean, it's just...
Well, mind you, I'm watching this in 2021 and the scandemic is in full flow. And I've been protesting it since the start. And it's amazing how hypnotized people are. That's how strong social conditioning is.
It doesn't make sense to any rational person. And yet...
Well, people aren't rational, they're more emotional. They do things based on feelings instead of facts, and emotion instead of logic. So
the results are in. That's what's going on. So I just want to say my conclusion is simple. I have a lot of compassion for all the people in that video. I don't want to hate on them at all. They're victims of a system.
Yeah, and I was taking the piss a bit as well, but it's funny.
That is based on fear and separation. The only reason we're on a planet right now where the people who are running the show are basically destroying the planet, central banking, stealing everybody's money, destroying the resources. I mean, the only way that's possible is that if we, the people, are so steeped in separation and fear and lack, trying to survive, trying to make a dollar.
I think this is even more important now with the scandemic, in 2021. The New World Order, as it's called.
Fending for ourselves, competing with each other. It's only because we're in that state of separation from each other and from the divine that this system can continue to function as it does. And so this video, if anything, should show all of us that we need to come together. We cannot be falling for this man versus woman, black versus white, rich versus poor, blah, blah, blah. We are all human beings for now together here. So let's come together. Let's love one another no matter what.
I agree. And just to re-emphasize that point, like I say, men are better at things survival related. Women are better at things related to reproduction. So like men can't technically have babies. They can't physically do it. Only women can do that. So it doesn't make women better. It doesn't make them worse. And both survival and reproduction are necessary for the survival of the species. So, and it's supposed to be a collaborative relationship, not a combative one. And the kind of question in itself kind of sets up the idea of this combative nature. Like who's better at one thing or another, when really everyone has their own value.
Another, no matter what our differences. And only if we really come together and recognize that love and unity is the way forward, not separation, not fear. Let's share. We're one human family, and that is the only way we're going to overcome and turn this planet into the paradise that it was meant to be. So that's really my message and my conclusion. There's some other great interviews and footage from this experiment that I couldn't fit into this video, so they're on my second channel. Highly entertaining is all I can say. So do check it out. Subscribe if you're not. And that's it. I love you. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
Yeah, very nice little video, and it really highlights a very important point. I could sit here and list out all the stuff that women are better at. I could sit here and list all the stuff that men are better at. But really, it's not about who's better. It's about collaboration, and instead of being combative with one another. And the problem is, I think, like he said, is that people there's a social construct whereby people have been indoctrinated into this ideological way of thinking. And that's mostly due in recent years to feminism. But more than that, there's just cognitive biases all over the place. This is how absurd it is. Men fought in wars in order to protect the land so that people could be free on that land. When you go into a safe building, that building was probably constructed by men. When you go to the toilet and flush the toilet, it's men that are sorting out the sewerage. It's men that are sorting out the water that's coming out the taps that's necessary for survival as well. In order for you to watch this video, men are sorting out electric cables, going at the top of telegraph poles to go from A to B. Men are in road construction. Just look at all the jobs that are there. These women are standing in a street that has been built and protected by men so that they could stand there and not be attacked and freely have all the food, water, electricity and luxuries of life. They're richer than any person in history, all because of men.
Like, if I could go through life without interacting with men, that sounds like paradise.
Now you can argue that, well, women could have done it, But here's the thing, is that women don't want to be going down the sewers. The free market capitalism allows them to. Nobody is oppressing them, because that's the story, is that they believe that they're oppressed, but they're not oppressed. Pregnant women don't want to be going up telegraph poles. They don't want to be working nights. They don't want to be working away from home. There's a list of reasons as to why these necessary jobs that enable our survival on a daily basis, something that we should really be grateful for. This world is built by a history of men that had our best interests at heart. And all you have to do is just be grateful. All you have to do is be grateful for the freedoms that you enjoy, and respect the fact that even if you don't have a man in your life, you still need a man in order to be able to function in this Western world. And the same is true with women. People have babies. Childbirth is such a dangerous thing for the child and for the mother. Without caring, nurturing mothers, this world wouldn't be what it is. The species wouldn't go on. So it's really important to recognise the fact that both men and women have value. And one way of measuring what men and women tend to be better at, not just from a kind of, oh, I think they're better at kind of a thing, just in terms of the capitalistic model of competence, whereby if you're good at something, people will pay you for it. And the better you are, and the more people that go into that, the more money there is to be made. So if you look at Career Smart, for example, over 97%, highest proportions are female, are nursery nurses and assistants. And 99.19% highest proportion of males are vehicle technicians, mechanics and electricians. And that's not because of the patriarchal social conditioning, that's natural biology that's coming through in occupation. The majority of men don't want to be nursery nurses and assistants, and the majority of women don't want to be vehicle technicians, mechanics or electricians. Now obviously it's not 100% because everybody's different, and that hasn't been forced by the patriarchal. That's a natural choice that men and women have. Because the people that are better at doing something are the people that are competent at doing something. And the people that are competent at doing something get paid in a career. You can scroll down and look at areas where, so if you go down the page, you'll see where men dominate these industries. So that's one good way of looking at it. But again, I agree with him in the video, is that it's not a competition. Let's cooperate.